Welcome back to another rebuild I have for you guys here today on Madden 19. Today it is going to be my second to last fantasy style rebuild of the season. We have the Atlanta Falcons. The only other team I still have to do are the Seattle Seahawks, so they will be somewhere down the line. But before I get into the team, as usual, my Discord and my Twitter are linked in the description, so you can follow me on Twitter or join my Discord if you would like to. But here we go. Let's get into this team. In the game, the Falcons have a pretty good roster. They are only an 81 overall, but they typically play very well. Matt Ryan is the starting quarterback. He usually wins MVP at least once in a rebuild. I think I'll keep him for the first season, but I do want to replace him at some point for a couple of reasons. Like, I don't dislike Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. But I kind of want to get a younger, like, rookie or something just to make the rebuild more interesting. I think it would be more fun that way rather than just having Matt Ryan here. So once again, like, no hate towards Matt Ryan. I think he's a good quarterback. But I might even trade him this year if I'm being honest. I actually want to keep him just so I can develop Calvin Ridley a little bit better, because I'm sure Ridley will play a lot better with Matt Ryan than Matt Schaub at starting quarterback. So I think just for that, I'll keep Matt Ryan. Also, it would be nice to get off to a good start with the record. We can probably have a pretty solid record this year with Ryan starting, but I think I'll look to draft one if there are good quarterbacks in the draft. Devontae Freeman, the starting running back, one of the best running backs to get in Madden. He develops into a beast. Julio Jones, number 1, number 2, number 3 wide receiver in the NFL, depending on how you look at it. He is fantastic, can do everything, just insane. Hopefully he can have a great rebuild for us. Mohamed Sanu is a pretty good number 2 wide receiver. I feel like he's had one of the easier wide receiver jobs in the NFL over his career because, he's been paired with Julio Jones and AJ Green, two of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So I feel like that takes a lot of the, tension and stress off of him. He's still not bad, but it's just kind of funny to look at who he's played next to. Jake Matthews starting at left tackle is like 28 years old. No, he's 26. Wow, I did not think he was still kind of young. Why did I think he was 28? No idea why. But, since he's only 26, he can probably stay on the team. James Carpenter, I'd like to get rid of. Alex Mack is a fantastic center, but he's 32 years old. He definitely has some trade value still. I don't know what I want to do with him just yet. I probably will end up trading him. We have Brandon Fusco here at right guard. He's 28 years old. Definitely looking to replace him. And then Ty Sombrello, probably looking to replace him. He's only a 70 overall, so definitely looking to replace him. Austin Hooper, not a bad tight end. Usually plays pretty well in simulation. This defense has some really cool players on it, though. Keanu Neal is the first player we're going to look at. 88 overall, star developing strong safety out of Florida. Dude's a beast. Can't wait to use him. Deion Jones, 92 overall, middle linebacker with star development. Equally as beastie, I guess 4 overall points, more beastly, I guess. Ricardo Allen, the starting free safety, 84 overall. I think he has quick development in the game. He really isn't too bad. I think I'm going to keep him as the starter over Kazee. Damontae Kazee isn't bad at all, 81 overall. He does only have normal development, though, so he's probably not going to develop too much. I might end up trading him because there really is no need to have 2 good free safeties. Desmond Trufant is a very good number 1 corner, 89 overall. Did not know he had superstar development. I thought he'd have like quick or star or something. But he has very good stats. He should be a lockdown corner for us, hopefully. Isaiah Oliver, 74 overall, rookie out of Colorado. Cool to get him involved. Moving on to the defensive line, Takk McKinley develops very, very well. I'm excited to have him starting. Grady Jarrett had a great season a year ago. Vic Beasley, I think I'm going to look to trade him and get a better edge rusher. Because Vic Beasley, he's 26 years old and he's only a 79 overall in the game, and he's also rather expensive if I'm not mistaken. So I think I'm going to try to get rid of Beasley because I just kind of don't want him on the team anymore. Pretty sure in past Maddens he was a higher 80 overall, but now he's only a 79. I don't really think he's that big of a deal on this team. I probably will end up trading him to get an elite pass rusher. That's the plan at least. But this team is very good. If we can make correct trades, I think we can have a great season this first year, so let's get into a couple. Luke Stalker, Vic Beasley Jr., and a future 4th round draft pick will get me Shaq Mason. Fusco, Sombrello, and Schaub will get me the 1st round draft pick from the Dolphins. I feel really bad, but I'm completely destroying the Dolphins here. I moved Jamon Brown to right tackle, so I'm giving them Brown and James Carpenter for Xavier Howard. I'm giving up so little to get a lot of value. Once again here, the Redskins, giving them Kenyon Barner, Wes Schweitzer, and Ben Garland for their 1st round draft pick. Mohamed Sanu, a 1st round draft pick, and Steven Means will get me Jadeveon Clowney. I can't believe that actually worked. I am absolutely stealing with all of these trades here. I'm giving the Bills Paulson and Crawford for their 1st round draft pick. I'm going with a player I trade for quite frequently here in Austin Blythe. I'm just giving up a 75 overall defensive tackle. With this trade, I'm giving the Jaguars Damontae Kazee and Brian Hill for Telvin Smith. So I screwed over another team. I'm screwing over the Jaguars here a little bit, giving them Duke Riley and Jeremy Langford for Brandon Linder, who will most likely play right tackle. I feel like the trades I made so far honestly have been some of the best trades I have ever made. I completely destroyed some teams and really didn't give up all that much. So now on the offense, we did lose Mohamed Sanu, but the number 2 wide receiver does not do much in simulation. It's really mainly the number 1 and the slot wide receivers who get, the majority of the targets. So Calvin Ridley will be playing the number 2 and the slots. Hopefully he can go up in overall. He should. He should play very well with Matt Ryan here. I might even sign another wide receiver, but then again, JJ Hardy isn't horrible. He's a 73 overall. He's not great, but he can probably get the job done. He probably won't play much worse than Mohamed Sanu would have played if I kept him. The offensive line is tremendously better. Shaq Mason starting at left guard. Austin Blythe starting at right guard. Actually, I think I have to switch this around. Yeah, Shaq Mason is a right guard. This should actually make the overall of the team go up a little bit. Let me see if it does. I think we were an 85 before this. Let's see if we go up to an 86. We did go up to an 86. So Shaq Mason starting at left guard, Austin Blythe starting at right guard, Brandon Linder starting at right tackle. Alex Mack will have to be replaced after this season most likely, but I will keep him as of now. Austin Hooper, the starting tight end. And then on the defense, we completely stole Telvin Smith. I don't know why he's so easy to trade for. He's an 86 overall with star development. He's a beast. Deion Jones, Devondre Campbell make up the rest of the linebacker core. Keanu Neal, Ricardo Allen, the free safety and the strong safety. I guess the other way. Flip that around. The strong safety and the free safety. Desmond Trufant, Xavier Howard, and Isaiah Oliver are the cornerbacks. I'm perfectly content with that group this entire time. Tack McKinley, Grady Jarrett. I forgot your first name. Deadrin Sanat. Okay. He's starting there. And then Jadeveon Clowney moves down to left end. I think this defense is menacing, and the offense should be able to score a ton of points. Let me make sure this is all good. It probably isn't right now. Yeah, let me fix this quick. It is fixed now. Calvin Ridley is starting at slot wide receiver. Ito Smith is right behind him. That's kind of funny. And then Xavier Howard will be the slot cornerback. The team, it looks very good. We should be able to make the playoffs this year, but as you guys should know by now, anything can happen in Madden. Turns out the team is 4-3 at the midseason mark. I really expected them to be doing better at this point, but I guess we're above 500, so it's not all bad. 3-3-1 from the Redskins, though. The Saints are undefeated, the Panthers are 5-2, and the Buccaneers are 2-5. We are in 3rd place, but we definitely still have a shot to make the playoffs. Honestly, there's a good chance 3 teams make the playoffs out of the NFC South this year. 2 experience points here for Devontae Freeman and Calvin Ridley. They lead the offense. Defensively, I see 2 for Jadeveon Clowney and Keanu Neal. I don't think anyone else has more than 1. Jadeveon Clowney, though, needs to come back to the team. Grady Jarrett, I also very much want back. Giorgio Tavecchio, I don't know if I'm going to give him a contract because Jake Elliott's usually in free agency, and I kind of like him. Justin Hardy, I don't really care too much about. Justin Zimmer, same goes for him, and everybody else down there. So let's bring back these top 2 guys. 2 of the better players on this defense are coming back to the team in Grady Jarrett and Jadeveon Clowney. So hopefully we can make a playoff run. We are 4-3, so we have a decent shot to do so. We just need to win more games than not. We went 10-6 this first season, so we ended up making the playoffs. The Bears also went 10-6. We came in 3rd. Exactly what I said that was going to happen did happen. The Saints, Panthers, and Falcons all made the playoffs out of this division, and the Buccaneers 4-12. Poor Buccaneers. The Saints, though, 13-3. They're a great team. We definitely have to try to, beat them at some point. 1-3 in the preseason. Lost the opening 3 games. Not a great start, but then went on a bit of a tear here. 4 games in a row. Destroyed the Steelers 42-6. Lost to the Redskins and the Browns. Beat the Cowboys and the Saints. At least we beat them once. They probably beat us another time. Yeah, they did. Only by 3 points, though. We played pretty well against the Saints this year. We only beat them by 4 points, to be fair. Then we lost to the Ravens. Won the final 4 games. Okay, I like how the team's playing. Definitely like how the team's playing. Drew Brees wins MVP. Okay. Matt Ryan, though, 4,519 yards, 40 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. What did Drew Brees do? That has to be very close to MVP. 41 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 4,283 yards. That's not much different, right? So 4,200, 4,300 yards, pretty much 41 touchdowns and 9 picks. Let me go back to the Falcons. So we had more yards, one fewer touchdown, the same number of interceptions. We had like 240-ish more yards. Very close seasons there, for sure. Devontae Freeman over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, nearly 1,100. Ito Smith also gets 7 touchdowns. Julio Jones, 95 catches, 1,334 yards, 13 touchdowns. But Calvin Ridley, almost 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Austin Hooper gets 5 touchdowns. Devontae Freeman received pretty well, 4 touchdowns. Justin Hardy only got 2. Blocking wasn't phenomenal from Jake Matthews, but really isn't all that bad. It's a weird stat to look at because I see the best, offensive linemen in the NFL letting up like 15 sacks routinely, so I don't really even know how to interpret these stats sometimes. Xavier Howard actually leads our team in tackles, not interceptions. That's interesting. Deion Jones at 112, Telvin Smith at 105. 16 tackles for loss for Jadeveon Clowney, 12 from Grady Jarrett, 11 from Deadrin Sanat. I can't pronounce his first name, man. I think it's Deadrin. That's what I'm going to go with. Sack numbers, 8.5 from Jadeveon Clowney, 7 from Tack McKinley. Not too bad. 3 interceptions from Ricardo Allen, 2 from Isaiah Oliver, 1 from Xavier Howard, and Kamal Ishmael. Pretty sure he used to be a safety, if I'm not mistaken. Defensive touchdowns. We don't have any. We have 2 safeties, Jadeveon Clowney, Sherrod Niesman. Not too bad. Blocked kicks, 3. Sherrod Niesman, Deandrin Sanat, and Justin Zimmer. Gotta ingrain that into my mind somehow. 5th on offense, nearly 6,000 yards. 16th on defense, so right in the middle. So Drew Brees MVP, Matt Ryan right behind him. Nobody else from our team, but Sam Darnold in there at number 8. That's cool. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Matt Ryan, even though Drew Brees won MVP. I don't know. Anybody else from the Falcons? I'm not seeing it. Defensive Player of the Year, Alex Anzalone. Nobody from our team. Jabril Peppers at number 10. He's a 94 overall. The Giants 9-6-1. What is going on? Offensive Rookie of the Year, Josh Rosen. Calvin Ridley at number 4. Ito Smith at number 5. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Roquan Smith. Of course, he always wins that. We have Isaiah Oliver at number 6, and that is it from the team. I'm hoping Calvin Ridley has at least 5 experience points. He had a great season. He has 7. Awesome. 2 from Devontae Freeman and Shaq Mason. On the defensive side, 3 from Jadeveon Clowney, 4 from Keanu Neal. A bunch of people with more than 1. That's awesome. 2 from Xavier Howard, Tack McKinley, Grady Jarrett, and a couple other players. The team is almost a 90 overall after the first season. I love to see it. Calvin Ridley up to an 88, completely a beast there on offense. And then on defense, Keanu Neal I think went up the most. He's a 92 overall now. He also lost, his star development. He's down to quick for some reason. We should have a higher overall team than the Bears, but the Bears are definitely a good team. They're an 86, we are an 88. They are really not much worse. Let's see if we can take down Mitchell Trubisky. Can we get it done? Can we move the ball in their defense, more importantly? We cannot. 21-11. Their defense shut us down. Let's see who performed well, though, for the Bears. They had 359 total yards. We had 334, so not too much, below them. Mitchell Trubisky, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Chase Daniel apparently came in and threw an interception. Matt Ryan, 260 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Tariq Cohen was pretty good. Devontae Freeman, also pretty good. About the same kind of game they had there. Orleans Darkwa had a touchdown. So did Sam Bradford, who's our backup quarterback. What is going on with these backup quarterbacks getting in and doing things? We have $30.96 million to spend in free agency, and I'm honestly not even sure what I'm looking for here. But let's see who's available. Jay Ajayi, the first player. Trey Boston, Trevor Williams, Marshawn Lynch, Greg Zuerlein, Tyler Davison. I could use a defensive tackle, but I think I'm just going to draft one. So I probably won't really go after anyone too exciting, but I will get a kicker. We signed Jake Elliott. That's the only player I went after in free agency. I have the first overall pick in this draft. I'm not even going to think about trading it away because I really want this one player. So let me just start out by saying the quarterbacks in this class are pretty bad. So I'm not going to worry about taking a quarterback. Matt Ryan will likely be the quarterback once again. And also I want to mention, I sort of want this guy, Jacoby Peterson. He looks really good. If he's there at number 5, I'll take him. And it will probably make more sense to take that guy other than this guy right now, because Courtney Stevens is supposed to go mid-first round, so he might still be there at number 5, but I really don't want to risk him being selected. He looks way too good to pass up. He's probably the best player in this draft class. 80 overall, quick development. He was not the best player in the class, but he is still tremendous. He will start at right tackle. Brendan Linder will kick back inside to center. If this cornerback is available, I'll go with him. A cornerback was just selected, so it leads me to believe that guy was also selected, and I think he was. Yeah, so that corner's no longer here. Not really that big of a deal. I'm not super in need of a corner, but I figured if that guy was still available, I'd go with him. I could go with a defensive tackle right now. Probably going to be the move. So, Doran Barrett looked pretty good. Nothing special, though. I think Quandre O'Neal looks better, though. He looks like more of a defensive end if you just look at his combine and his skills and whatnot. Avery Beckett also looked pretty good because he's 307 pounds but ran the fastest 40 out of all of the defensive ends, or the right ends, I guess. I don't think I'm going to go after him though because he has a red gem, normally not a good inclination. But let's just go with Quandre O'Neal. I think he's going to be pretty good. 78 overall, quick development. Alright, nothing too special. 79 speed, 86 finesse moves, 81 strength. He'll probably still start though. There really aren't many players left who look good, so I think I'm just going to go with Ellis Baldwin here. Let's get a cornerback. 76 overall, quick development. This draft class didn't look too great if I'm being honest here. This guy also is not too bad. He's just not that fast. That's really his only downfall. The good thing about this team though is that I don't really need many players in this draft. I really only wanted that right tackle and I sort of wanted that cornerback, but not too badly. This Lane guy is still here. Let's see who I have on my draft board, who I still want. There's some defensive tackles. There's a free safety who I really don't need. A left tackle I don't really need. The only other player in this draft, who I really want, is Stephon Shirley. And I can definitely wait. So let's go with this quarterback. Maybe if he has superstar dev, I'll start him. Kind of doubt it though. 77 overall, quick development. Yeah, I'm not going to start him. He's nothing that good. Just to ensure that I get him, I'll probably be going with this wide receiver now. He does look very good, so I'm not really against it. Stephon Shirley, welcome to the team. 75 overall, normal development. Definitely thought you were better. 87 speed, 91 short route running is nice. What's his catching? I can't read that. 79, I believe? It's rough to see when that little glitch happens, but he's not too bad. I have a strong safety left. I'll go with him now. 72 overall, quick development. Really isn't anything special. Had a pretty good combine though. That's why I went with him, so he'd probably be a pretty good special teamer. I don't know. I'm just going to send him to the end of the draft though. So to me, this draft class didn't look too good, but let's see if it actually was any good by going through the draft recap. I really thought this right tackle was going to be, much better than he was. He was still pretty good, but I expected him to be like an 82 overall. All good though. After my last pick there, we took a 70 overall free safety and then a couple players in the 60s. Who was the number 1 ranked player? Because I honestly have no idea. I really thought it was going to be that right tackle. Let's see. It was Pearson Neal, a strong safety. I was considering going with him just because his last name's Neal. He could be like Keanu Neal's cousin or something. But I decided not to because we really don't need a safety. He is very good though. Kind of wish I did need a safety. Jacoby Peterson was that cornerback. He's an 81 overall, quick development, extremely fast. Good man coverage, good press coverage. Looks like a pretty good corner overall. Mark Heller, a good looking strong safety. 84 speed though is really low. There's the right tackle we selected. Willis Pierce looks pretty decent. 79 overall guys. So the draft class really wasn't that good. There was only 5 players who were an 80 overall or higher. I'm not going to make any trades on this team. I think they're definitely good enough to make it back to the playoffs. We have a 95 offense and defense, which obviously averages out to a 92. I'm pretty sure special teams gets accounted in that, but still it looks funny. A 92 overall team. This team is very nice. We really don't need to make any more trades. I didn't think Alex Mack would actually make it to this season. That's why I went out and drafted a right tackle. I planned on moving Brandon Linder back inside to center, but since Alex Mack is still here, going to use him again for this season. So the offense is pretty much exactly the same. The only real difference is that Shirley is now starting at wide receiver number 2 and 3 kind of at the same time. So Calvin Ridley will be the slot wide receiver when we have 3 wide receivers out there. So I guess Shirley is only exclusively the wide receiver number 2 whenever he comes into play. In my mind, that's at least how it works. Because otherwise, when there's only 2 wide receivers out there, Calvin Ridley's probably the number 2, and then once a slot wide receiver has to come in, Ridley moves to the slot, Shirley moves out to number 2. That makes sense in my head at least. And then on the defensive side, again, not many differences. I think O'Neal is the only real difference in starters. I think Baldwin might be starting in the slot corner position, so I'm going to move him up in the depth chart. But everything else, honestly, is the same. This team is nice. They should make it back to the playoffs. I'm also holding on to my coach experience for a bit. I want to get the wide receiver upgrade. Once again, the team is 4-3 at the midseason. I'm waiting for this team to dominate. I really hope it happens. 3-5 though from the Seahawks. We are in first place this time. The Saints are also 4-3. The Panthers and the Buccaneers are 2-6 each. 2 experience points on offense from Calvin Ridley. Probably leads the offense. It's what it looks like to me at least. And then defensively, no one with more than 1. A lot of players do have 1 though, so it's not too bad. Deion Jones is the first impending free agent. I want him back for sure. One of the best players on the defense. Same goes for Keanu Neal and Xavier Howard. I want him back. Austin Hooper, Austin Blythe, Devondre Campbell, I think I'll want back too. And then Matt Bosher, I'll probably give a contract to. I signed back everyone I said I would, so as a result, we really don't have too much cap. So I can't really make that many big moves in free agency, but I don't think we're going to need to. The team received a first round bye this season, so I guess we played really well the second half of the season. We went 11-5. So we were 10-6 last year, so a bit of an improvement. 8-8 from the Saints, 6-10 from the Panthers, 4-12 from the Buccaneers, again at the bottom of the division. Poor Buccaneers, man. Purple Swordfish would be upset. 3-1 in the preseason. Won the first 2 games, lost to the Texans, the Cardinals, and the Giants. Beat the Panthers and the Lions, lost to the Seahawks. Won 3 more, lost to the Saints, won the final 4 games. I think we won the final 4 games last year, too. Matt Ryan wins MVP. That is great to see. How'd he do? 4,817 yards, 39 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. My God, he threw for a lot of yards. Devontae Freeman, like identical to last year in terms of yards and touchdowns. He had 4 fumbles though, which is a bit much, but that's okay. Calvin Ridley, 104 grabs, 1,330 yards, 14 touchdowns. Julio Jones, 100 catches, 1,338 yards, 9 touchdowns. Austin Hooper, 842 yards, 5 touchdowns. Devontae Freeman got 2. Stephon Shirley didn't really do much, but that's okay. These top 3 guys played super well. Sacks allowed. Jake Matthews, not really playing well. Maybe I'll move him around in the offensive line. Not exactly sure yet. Deion Jones had 138 tackles. That's a lot. Tackles for loss, we have 10 from Deion Jones and Deadrin Senat. I keep messing up his name. It's not that hard of a name to say. I don't know why I'm so bad at pronouncing it. Who knows? Maybe I'm mispronouncing it entirely. Maybe it is a pretty hard name to say. I don't know. 14 sacks, though, from Jadeveon Clowney. 8.5 from Takk McKinley. Good seasons from both of those guys. 3 interceptions from Xavier Howard. 1 from Telvin Smith, Ellis Baldwin, Desmond Trufant, and Ricardo Allen. Defensive touchdowns. Do we have any? No. We have no safeties. And we have 4 blocked kicks. Quandre O'Neal, Curtis Hicks, Jamel. I imagine that's Jamel President. And Jonathan Calvin. We were first on offense, obviously. Matt Ryan nearly threw for 5,000 yards. And we were 5th on defense. Okay. Team's coming along pretty well. Reed Wolf comes in 2nd for MVP of the Giants. Wow. They turned that around very, very well. They're 12-4 this year. That's a great, two season stretch for them. Matt Ryan also wins Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Deion Jones. There we go. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Reed Wolf, of course. Stephon Shirley at number 4, though. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Willis Pierce, a cornerback who's now a 92 overall. My lord. Ellis Baldwin comes in 4th, though. And Trey Octavian comes in 9th. I think he's like a defensive end that the computer drafted for me or something. But here we go. Let's see the experience points. Matt Ryan probably didn't get many. He didn't get any at all, even though he won MVP. But Calvin Ridley got 10. Oh my God. The wide receiver boost is absurd. Even Shirley got 3. Not too bad, but Jesus. Defensively, a bunch of players have 2. Baldwin also has 2. Okay, but my God, 10 for Calvin Ridley. That's unreal. And after 2 seasons with the team, Calvin Ridley is up to a 98 overall. 99 catching, 99 medium route running, 99 deep route running. Not the best short, and he still is the slot wide receiver, so I should probably try to go into slot the next time he gets some upgrade points. But he is insane. That's really all there is to be said about him. Defensively, a bunch of nice upgrades for a bunch of different players. The team is a 96 overall. Can we please win a playoff game? We have to take on the Seahawks. They're probably not even a 90 yet. They're still a good team, but there's no chance they're anywhere near us. They're an 83. Come on, we have a 13 overall point advantage. Can we please win this game? We probably won't win based on that, though. And we do win. Okay, we have to take on the Giants. Man, the Giants, like I mentioned earlier, turned their seasons around like crazy. They're only an 80 overall. It seems like they're having like the same effect that the Browns have. The Browns overall in this game isn't like amazing. It usually gets very good once you get into a rebuild, but their base overall is only like an 82, 81, something like that. And they always nearly go undefeated. But we have a 16 overall point advantage. There's almost no chance we win this game, though. Guaranteed we lose. You ready for this? We're going to lose. No, we didn't lose. We actually won, and we have to take on the 8-7-1 Ravens. So before I get into that game, let me make sure I show you guys that I didn't cheat. So I clicked playoff schedule by accident, but that's fine. I can still look at it here. So we beat the Giants 31-24. We beat the Seahawks here 31-17. Okay, so here we go. We have to take on the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Come on, this has to be a Super Bowl win. This team is so good. The Ravens are an 85 overall, so we still have over a 10-point overall advantage. Can we please win this Super Bowl? I haven't won a Super Bowl in a really long time. We have a very close game here. 28-21. The Ravens have the lead. We just tied it up, though. It's going into overtime. 28-28. Can we end it here? 31-28. And we are going to end the game there. I finally broke the streak of not having a Super Bowl win in a rebuild. It really has been a very long time. I'm going to skip by the sequence, though, just in case we make it next year, so we can watch a little bit of it then. Matt Ryan, though, 332 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, though. Not the greatest game he could have had. Lamar Jackson, nearly 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he played better. Let's check out just the... Actually, no, we can go for both teams. Devontae Freeman, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mark Ingram had a touchdown on 109 yards. Willie Snead, 11 for 169 and a touchdown. Mark Andrews, 6 for 37 with a touchdown. Julio Jones, 6 for 82 and a touchdown. Austin Hooper also had a touchdown. And that is it for the touchdowns in this game. We can now sign some free agents here, but we only have $10.34 million to do so. So I really can't sign anyone that good. Kareem Hunt, Eric Ebron, Tyler Boyd isn't usually here. Interesting signing there if I would go after him. Willie Snead went off in the Super Bowl and he's still available. Julian Edelman, Emmanuel Sanders. Alright, so no one here is really that great. I really didn't need much anyway. I'm not even sure if I'm going to show too much of the draft because there's not too much I could really improve with this team. I have the last pick in the first round here because of the Super Bowl victory, so there really isn't anyone too good left. Honestly, I don't know who to go with. Should I go with a random cornerback? Sure, this guy can fly. Let's go with him. 76 overall, normal development. Not a bad cornerback, but I really don't need anything on this team. I'm just going to send him to the end of the draft now. I'm sorry I always get so lazy with the last draft, but like I really don't need anyone. There's really nothing to really build in that year's draft, but we got a tight end in the second round, 76 overall, doesn't look too bad. 70 overall left tackle, 73 overall left outside linebacker, and that's really it. But I have no idea who was any good in this draft. Like I said, I saw one wide receiver who looked pretty good, but that's about it. 83 overall tight end, Graham Burr. With quick development, 6'8", 85 speed, 85 catching. Oh my god. Really good tight end. Tyrone Gross, looks like a nice left end. Bernard Wilkinson, a good strong safety. Let's see if I can find this wide receiver really quickly. I think it was this guy. I'm pretty sure he was 6'4", the dude I was looking at. Let's see, do you have A- and something? You actually just have a spectacular catch. I think it was this guy. Yeah, this guy looked really good. A spectacular catch, 91 speed, being 6'4". Totally a beast right there. I know I said I was going to trade Matt Ryan or get a new quarterback at some point, but there really hasn't been another good quarterback for me to get. I couldn't find anyone in the draft who I was really enticed with, so I'm going to keep him again. He also just won MVP, so he really can't play that badly. Also, it's good to know that Alex Mack stays a decent overall for like the entirety of a rebuild. He might be a player I target in some trades because I can't imagine he's that difficult to get since he's already 32 years old. But this will be the team. The offense is the same as it has been for the past few years. I should probably switch out Jake Matthews, but I mean, even though he's been playing badly, the offense has still been playing well, so I'm going to let him go. On the defense, same defensive front here. The team is at 99 on both sides of the ball. There really isn't much I can improve, so I'm good with where the team is. Just going to make sure the specialist is all good. It is not, so I'll switch this up and I'll see you at the end of the season. We got another first round bye this season, but I can already tell we did not go undefeated since we lost in Week 17 against the Buccaneers. What was the record? 10-5-1. We haven't had like an amazing record at all. I mean, 11-5 was our best, which is still very good, but we have not had like a 13-win season, which I kind of expected, but it's all good. 9-6-1 from the Saints and the Panthers, and then 9-7 for the Buccaneers. That sucks for the Bucs. They barely missed out on the playoffs there. The Panthers may not have even made it too. Let's check out the team schedule though. 3-1 in the preseason. Won the opening 2 games, lost to the Saints, won 4 straight. Lost to the Bears, tied to the Panthers, beat the Broncos and the Packers, lost to the Panthers, lost to the Chargers and the Buccaneers. Won a couple other games in there, though. Did Matt Ryan win MVP once again? He did not. Deshaun Watson this time does. Matt Ryan, 4,200 yards, 38 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, still playing at such an elite level there. Devontae Freeman, 1,236 yards, 7 touchdowns, probably his best season. Ito Smith, 5 touchdowns. Calvin Ridley, 15 touchdowns, 92 catches, 1,271 yards. He is ridiculous. Julio Jones over 1,000 yards once more, 6 touchdowns. Stephon Shirley gets 7 touchdowns, not too bad. Austin Hooper gets 6. Jake Matthews, how you playing? A lot better, actually. Only 9 sacks let up this season. Wasn't a bad idea to keep him starting. 128 tackles from Deion Jones. 16 tackles for loss for Jadeveon Clowney, 11 from Grady Jarrett, and we have 2 sackers over, double digits. Jadeveon Clowney, 13. Takk McKinley, 11. 4 interceptions from Desmond Trufant, finally coming alive here. 3 from Keanu Neal, 2 from Xavier Howard and Ellis Baldwin. 1 from Telvin Smith, Deion Jones, Devondre Campbell, and Vintys Burns. Vintys Burns, maybe? Defensive touchdowns. We have 1 from Ellis Baldwin. 1 safety from Tack McKinley. 0 blocked kicks. Okay, so 11th on offense. The first time we weren't... Actually, I don't remember if we were the first season or not. And then 4th on defense. I think that's the first time the defense has been higher than the offense, though. Le'Veon Bell, number 2 for MVP. Deshaun Watson runs away with it. Matt Ryan at number 6. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Ezekiel Elliott. Matt Ryan at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year, Bobby Wagner. We have Deion Jones at number 6, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Julian Byrd. I don't think there's anybody from the Falcons in this list. Defensive Rookie of the Year, do I see any Falcons? I don't. Best quarterback goes to Matt Ryan. That's pretty cool. Best running back, Ezekiel Elliott wins that one. Devontae Freeman's not even on this list. I mean, he didn't have many touchdowns, but he did have a lot of yards. Calvin Ridley, the best wide receiver. That's cool to see. Julio Jones at number 10. Best offensive lineman, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith. That's always how it goes. Honestly, and then David Bakhtiari. These 4 are always here at the top 4. Sometimes David Bakhtiari wins it, but it's typically the 3 Cowboys and then Bakhtiari. Shaq Mason at number 6, though. Brandon Linder at number 10. Best defensive lineman, Damon Harrison, still had a 94 overall. That's cool. Jadeveon Clowney at number 2. Tack McKinley at number 5. Best linebacker, Anthony Barr wins that one. Nobody from the Falcons in here. Best defensive back, Vernon Hargraves. Desmond Trufant at number 7, Keanu Neal at number 9, and then Robbie Gould wins the best kicker with Jake Elliott in 2nd. There aren't many experience points here going around on the offense. Calvin Ridley slowed down a little bit, only having 2, but he should go up to a 99 overall, which is always cool. And then on the defense, let's see, we only have 2 for a couple players. 4 for Tack McKinley, though. It's probably a Pro Bowl. Let me upgrade these players, and then we can see who we have to take on here. This is easily one of the best teams I have ever had in a rebuild. We have a 99 offense and defense, 96 overall in total, and we have to take on the Cowboys. They're a 92, though, so they really aren't much worse, but still, 96 overall. What a good team we have here. Let's advance the week. Can we take down the Cowboys? We can do so. We beat them 34-31. The Lions are up next. They are an 83 overall, 13 overall point difference. In the past, though, I've lost these games, like these sort of games, very frequently. Let's see, did we make it to another Super Bowl? We did, and we have to take on the Browns, who are very, very good. Almost unbeatable in Madden sometimes. So we took down the Cowboys 34-31, very close game, and then destroyed the Lions 31-10. But here we go. Can we make it back-to-back? Against the Browns. What's their overall? Maybe close to a 90. They're an 89, and we are still at 96, though. Let's see if we can beat them. The game is tied right now, 22-22 in the middle of the 4th quarter. Is this going to go to overtime again? It is. The Browns might win it here, though. They got a field goal. Can we score a touchdown? Yes, we can. We won the Super Bowl 28-25. We went back-to-back in this one. Hugh Jackson, still the head coach of the Browns, nearly won a Super Bowl. That was quite the offensive affair, though. These 2 offenses are very good. We probably have a better defense, though, so I'm sure that's why we won the game here. But the Falcons going crazy in the pouring rain here. Another Super Bowl, though, going into overtime. What, the Falcons recently, then, if this actually happened, the Super Bowl against the Patriots went to overtime. The Super Bowl last year in this franchise right now went to overtime, and this one did too. So they are 3 for 3 in overtimes. And is that player's last name Bono? Okay, we have the lead singer of U2 in this one. There's Hugh Jackson looking upset. Matt Ryan wins MVP, though. 324 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. This was a great rebuild. I haven't had this successful of one, honestly, in a little while. But it's nice to see this kind of success again. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you Falcons fans enjoyed this one. I hope I didn't upset you guys too much with some of the trades I made. If you guys did end up enjoying, feel free to leave a like. It definitely helps me out. I like seeing likes and comments, all that good stuff. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.